along with you all.
Thank you.
There's a video that needs to be queued.
Fraction of black high school graduates attend college.
Mama, I got accepted into Harvard. I'm so proud of you.
However, the impact of BMAD, blacks making a difference, an after-school program right here in Sacramento.
Have you started your essay for English yet? Girl, would I look like a nerd? I don't do homework. What do you mean you don't do homework? If you don't do your homework, you're not going to pass the class. Do I look like I care about passing these classes? They don't mean nothing to me, but some letters on a piece of paper. I can't make nothing of that. I'm going to be a trapper once I get out of here. And you don't need to go for that. Just street smart.
Trapping, a term used to describe selling drugs.
Wait a minute. You sound so ignorant right now. Your education is the passport to your future. Do you even know who Malcolm X is? I'm tripping. Is Malcolm X going to pay my bills? No? Oh, okay. Now I have somewhere to be. Bye. Wait, hold on. Time out. I'm the president of this club called BMAD, okay? Blacks making a difference. Work with the black youth to help get them on a path of success. Come to one class and I swear I'll leave you alone. Yeah, and I'm like, wait, time out. Just take this card, please, just so that you don't forget to show up. Okay.
Hey, girl, get the class. All right, guys. We're going to get started. We got lots of different things to talk about today. Welcome back from the weekend. We're going to talk about so many different things, life after high school, things of that nature. Hey, how's it going? What's your name?
Good, my name's Destiny.
What brings you in?
She told me about it.
Melissa. Okay, well, Melissa invited you in. You're in a good place. You're welcome. Have a seat wherever you like, open seating, wherever you're most comfortable.
Hey, come sit over here. Yeah, I got some dust.
All right. So today we're talking about college. We're talking about the academic path after high school, right? There's all different types of colleges and universities, right? You got private schools, UCs, CSUs, community colleges. Before we talk about the different ways to get there, it's important to understand where we stand, right? And for that, we need our GPAs, right? So go ahead and pull up your GPA if you have it, save somewhere, or calculate it if you don't know it yet. I'm going to give you guys about 2 minutes to figure that out, and I'll check back in with you.
What do you got? Oh, I have a 4.2. I'm thinking about going to Stanford University.
Oh, okay. How are you going to get there?
I'm making sure I take all my classes seriously and use my resources.
Okay. What about you?
I have a 3.9. I'm thinking about going to UC Davis.
How do you plan to get there?
I'm taking all my classes seriously.
Okay, that's cool.
What do you got?
I think I have a 1.2 and I don't want to go to college.
Really? That's crazy.
I hear that? You don't want to go to college, Destiny? Destiny, what do you want to do after high school?
I think I'm going to just be a trapper. That's how my mom made her money. And she's fine, so I will too.
You could be so much more. Why settle for the stereotypes?
Right, this place isn't set up for us, but you can still make the best of it.
Knowledge is power. We're all here to gain knowledge and be powerful together as a family.
But I'm not good at anything. I can't do the things you guys want to do. I've never been good at school.
There's no such thing as not being good at school. It's all about using your resources, like BMAT. That's what we're here for.
What do you need help with?
Everything.
Well, I can tutor you in math. That's my best subject.
And I can tutor you in English. I'm good at writing.
Okay, I guess that works.
Oh, hey girl, you want to do some studying?
Yeah. My party. Yeah, like my party days are over. Mama, I got accepted into Harvard. So proud of you. Now, you're gonna get close. Guess what?
What?
This car got accepted into Harvard.
Congratulations! I
school. I don't know where I would be without you all. You guys helped me find my true purpose and identity, and you guys helped me out when I showed no potential. And I really appreciate you guys for that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You are so welcome.
All right, Mama, you ready?
Yes.
I love you too, Mom.
Let's go get something to eat. I'll take you to school later.
I'm not sure about that yet.
Hey, wait a minute. I have something. Here, take this. And please go to school. It's worth it.
So you coming or not?
I don't think so. I'm gonna go to school.
What?
Education is power.
Education is the passport to our future, and the future is the youth. Our main priority is making real change and not ignoring the truth.
The PowerPoint.
Yeah. It's a PowerPoint, actually. Oh. In the past, we had minimal support from the school board and minimal student involvement with our community, and we were setting low standards for ourselves instead of setting barriers that we knew we could achieve because we know we could go farther than that. And here we've been doing many community breakfasts, and this is a picture of we went to the Women's March and we served them food. Now we've moved to a new location, so we've actually been able to have more people from our community come to our breakfasts and break bread with them. And we've established we've had more people in the community, so we work with people who works in the community and does like colleges and stuff. And most of our students, we have more involvement with students and more student involvement. So most of our students have been going higher in further places in life. How you do?
Okay, we left this like blank intentionally because basically our future will like be determined by our ability to work in solidarity to achieve common goals. Basically, it was one of the meetings, and Miss Stacy told me to come, and it was with the superintendent. And he basically one of the things he said pointed out to me was that one of his main goals as being superintendent was for every student to be able to go to higher education, basically. And they could go to any college that they want to, not just the colleges that are around where they live or whatever. And so, with that being said, BMI was able to send 20 graduating seniors all to basically BMAT gave them the tools to go to any college that they want. There's some that got accepted into HBCUs, CSUs, UCs, all that type of colleges, and I think there's a couple of students that voluntarily chose to start at a JC college and then go on to a 4-year university once they did what they had to do in junior college. One of the tools was, I don't know if she gave it to you yet. It's a rubric you guys are supposed to have. Yeah, that's basically a way for them to self-advocate for themselves to determine whether they're off track or on track throughout the school year. So that's one of the tools that we use.
Throughout the 5 years of progression that BMAT has gone through, we have pinpointed 4 key recommendations that we put in our list of recommendations that we gave to all of you before at our last meeting. So recommendation number 5 with the Student Resource Center, that's basically creating that safe haven for those students to get those resources that they need in a space that's comfortable for them. Recommendations 8 and 9 are monthly assessments and reportings and check-ins with all teachers and students just to make sure that everyone is on track and being held accountable to the standards that they should. And the culturally relevant tutoring from recommendation 11, just to make sure that no student is left behind. So we all are very looking forward to getting down to work and turning our recommendations into a reality with you all. Thank you.
Thanks for the presentation. Well, thank you very much. Oh, you have a comment on this item?
Yes, we do. Are they?
Oh, well, you take a seat. Join us here, and Ms. Anderson is coming up and joining us, and then I think there's a couple of comments from the board too.
Hi, good evening. Although it's a really positive thing to have youth advocating for the services that they receive, it's a real clarity, and I understand what racism is really about, because African Americans are not controlling any resources, any financial services, any services, citywide, statewide, nationwide. Our people don't have a voice in the outcomes and public services that are provided to them. And see, I really didn't understand what was going on. How come I couldn't advocate for the behavioral things that were happening in our district with our kids getting a jacket from kinder to 8th grade? Now I understand it's about the money. And although we have agencies that partner with you as third-party providers, very few of them get a little bit of money for African Americans. There's quite a bit of money goes in the Asian community, more than $8 million. Same thing for La Familia. But when you look into the Black community, there's little or no dollars. And the few people that you do support with limited resources, and they don't have a voice. Just as I have been coming here for more than 20 years, I have been limited to my voice in the oversight of what happens with our children. I admire these young people because they've decided to take a stance in how education is being brought to them, and they're bringing attention to it at their school site. But the real issue is that, what are you board members going to do? How are you going to ensure that change happens for African American children? These children can make a difference in their own lives, but they can't make a difference for what's happening in the district for all of our children. And thank you, young people, for stepping up. And thank you, board, for allowing them to come speak.
Thank you, Darlene. Member Ryan?
Thank you. I know that we don't have before us tonight the BMAD recommendations that were put together that were shared with the board previously. Just in case board members don't have that in their inbox, I would love to request that you send them out again, since they were such very sophisticated, well thought out policy recommendations. And so if you would please share that with us. I want to thank all of the youth for their powerful voices and the hard work you're doing of both delivering student supports and continuing to talk about systems change. That is incredibly mature and necessary for what we know is an absolutely unacceptable achievement gap that currently exists in the district. And then I want to also recognize Dr. Stacy Alt for her leadership in helping to advance the Blacks Making a Difference work. And finally, just wanted to say, for those of you who don't know, Melissa Bordeaux closed out last night's reception for Superintendent Jorge Aguilar that Mayor Steinberg hosted, and delivered an incredibly powerful spoken word that she had created called Our Colorful Nation. And it really needed no introduction because the power of her voice is unstoppable. So thank you, Melissa.
Well, I'll add in, definitely appreciated the presentation last night, so thanks a lot for that. And for this presentation here, and I'm going to give Dr. Alt an assignment to help work with these young ladies, and we'd like to have this item presented to the budget committee of the district, and from there is where we make our financial decisions about where we're going to invest our money in the district. So that would be the next step of the process to making this a formal proposal and being able to bring it back to the board as an actual budget recommendation. So Member Wu is the chair of that committee, and we can work with Dr. Alt on that. Ellen, Member Cochran.
Thank you. Thank you, students. Melissa, I noticed in the video that there was a card that was handed out. Is this a card that is just for student to student, or is this something you can share with board members? So if they see an opportunity for someone who might benefit from your group that we could hand them such a card? Okay, and I also, I'd like to connect with you off of the podium about what's going on at Hiram Johnson. Thank you.
Seeing no other comments, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.